Hey, I got Youngblood number 10 by Image Comics. And I'm not joking when I say this is probably my favorite comic book of all time. It came out in December 94. I just turned 11 years old. I probably used my own birthday money off the rack just to buy this comic. It's got Spawn on the cover, which sold it to me. It's Youngblood. It's Rob Liefeld. What else could an 11-year-old boy want? So you got Chapel here. This is the death of Chapel, which is interesting. It's being told in a Youngblood comic. He's such a pivotal Spawn character, but I suppose he was a member of Youngblood too, so it makes sense. Get a cool shot of the faces of Chapel and Spawn. Spawn's cape here, drawn very much like Todd McFarlane would draw the cape. Cool border shot with the chains, another thing McFarlane would do, but Liefeld'S stealing it here. And it looks great. No reason not to use these things in a shot of Malbolgia here. Like a lot of the figures, a lot of these early Image guys, they don't draw normal looking humans, and the monsters are all creepy and distorted looking. And that's what makes it interesting. They're not drawing normal figures. And I think that's what stands out, and that's why this comic still to me is so memorable to this day. Big splash page here. This guy's called Warwolf. He's basically a Sabretooth ripoff. We get all the Youngblood characters down here. Silence, Task, Badrock, Night Saber, and the villains they're fighting. Blackrock, and the Cybernetic Legion of the Power Mad Maddock. So there you go. And Night Saber's fighting Warwolf, and the way Liefeld draws Warwolf when he turns into this crazy monster, it's a lot like how McFarlane would draw the demons in hell, but it's really cool. Always loved it. I love how the border here is smashing like glass. They're just breaking through the borders. Just huge fight scenes everywhere. We get a shot of Silence here, which looks just like Psylocke in a pose from a Jim Lee X-Men comic. And Task here, he looks just like Shatterstar. Liefeld always likes to repurpose a lot of the attributes to his characters into other characters. And there's nothing wrong with that. Writers do that all the time. Why not artists? Some more great splash pages here by Liefeld. Task just ripping into these machines. A pose he's probably drawn 100 times, but it still looks cool. All the wreckage he's left behind. I think Liefeld gets away with drawing lots of big splash pages as opposed to telling little panel stories. But for him it works because his art is so energetic and just big. So now we got Badrock fighting Blackrock, his evil doppelganger. And this fight always freaked me out as a kid. Here in this page, Task comes in and just cuts off Blackrock's head. But he catches his own head and just reattaches it. So we get Silence coming in, and she's going to help them out. A nice pinup shot of her. But first we get back to Spawn and Chapel. And they're having a dialogue back and forth. Chapel's about to kill himself so he can come back as a Hellspawn. Spawn's trying to reason with him. He says he doesn't want to do it, but he realizes life doesn't truly begin until after his death. So we get the click, real cool smile. That's a Liefeld'S smile, if I've ever seen one. And this is the shot that always stuck with me. I mean, what do you say to that? You're not going to get that in any Marvel comic in 1994 or a DC comic. Chapel just blowing his brains out. There's an eyeball shooting out here. We get an ear. Parts of the headpiece that he was wearing. And look, the muscles and all this don't really make sense, but it looks really freaking cool. And then we get the big no from Spawn. Another great page. All these splash pages are just excellent. I mean, I think the color really helps too. The color in this book is amazing. So we go back to the Youngblood people and just more absolutely crazy art here. As Warwolf is fighting a Nightsaber. Just as Warwolf's about to get the best of Nightsaber, he gets hit with a bunch of arrows. And we get the rest of the Youngblood team. Another awesome shot here. Well, it's Shaft coming in with the Die Hard robots, which are basically like Iron Man robots. So we get Maddock here, the other bad guy. He's finally in this issue. And just more really cool art. I have no idea what the story really is, but I never really did in Youngblood. Then we get an interlude after all this. Some more decapitation. This guy's name is Link. Another new character. Last issue of the series, and he's introducing a new character in an interlude. Why not? So we get, this is not Cable, believe it or not. It's Bravo, which Liefeld has admitted it's basically his repurposed Cables so he could write Cable into Youngblood. So that's the end of that interlude. We get back to the Youngblood people. They've pretty much finished off all the bad guys. Silence has has a psionic attack, and they don't know why. Just a nice portrait here of her. Nothing wrong with this picture. Looks good. But this is what she saw. And this is another page that really stuck out to me. I probably tried to redraw this 100 times when I was a kid. The skulls down here on the side. Just this crazy looking demon. You got Chapel decapitated with his head blown off. Just a really, really amazing splash page to end the first series of Youngblood. And it says, to be continued in Extreme Sacrifice. And I actually have the second issue of Extreme Sacrifice here. But I don't have the first, so I'll try and cover this in a later video. Again, it's just another wild comic with crazy art. But there it is, my favorite comic book of all time, Youngblood number 10. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you've made it this far in the video. It will really help my channel. It's brand new. You guys have a great day. Thanks.